Well, folks, we're here at the business end of day 2. We're at Harvard's 2024 International Tournament, Misfits versus Northerns. And this is where it's going to come down to. The other bracket, of course, has Harvard against Defense Force, the winners playing in the final. Here's a quick look at the lineup for Misfits. At number 6, Richard Staglin. 10, Tyrese Prescott. Number 7, Lionel Holder. 13, Godfrey Brooms. 12, James Phillip. 1, Owen Adonis. 11, Agbola Silverthorne. 14, Josiah Plateau. 2, Damian Wilkinson. 15, Joseph Quashie. Number 9, Jovan Henry Ali. And number 8, Nicholas Mayhew. Well, I'll be honest with you, Misfits were outstanding yesterday, and it's very interesting to see who they're starting with today. Nicholas Mayhew, the young Harvard's player, starting on the wing. He had a barn burner yesterday. Josiah Plateau in number 14. Number 9, you'll see. No, I may have had a small... Yes, Jovan Henry Ali, the young Caribs man. And, of course, who else would you want out there? But Richard Staglin in 6. He'll have that platinum blonde hair. Agbola Silverthorne, and on the far side, we're seeing number 2, Damian Wilkinson and James Phillips. So it's all TNT Misfits starting this as Northern's kickoff. High hanging kick, and it goes back to Josiah Plateau, who is swamped by one of the Guyanese players who's representing Northerns today, David, who had an outstanding first day. Here's Agbola Silverthorne throwing it out to Damian Wilkinson, and they're going to push the envelope to James Phillip wearing number 12 against his own team. Richard Staglin takes it up, and Misfits starting to make ground. Move it just outside the 22, and it's a penalty to Northerns. They've got to score early and get some confidence here. And look at that. How interesting. They're looking to slow it down. And unfortunately, it looks like Richard Staglin is not looking too comfortable. While, of course, he's down injured, let's just recognize the Northerns team starting today. They have... I'll try to get some numbers on it, but the big ad, of course, is the Guyanese powerhouse known as Sean David. He has the knee band, but he's moving very freely. Him and, of course, Odida Douglas. I'll get some numbers on them. Of course, they're facing us right now. They're matched with Christopher Hudson. He is the shaved head fly half we have there. Jonathan Short, the captain of the day. He'll be at scrum half. And the man with the ball at his feet, that is Jamal Frank. Also represents Yui. In the 15th version. So here we go. Christopher Booty Hudson. What's he going to do? He looks to push it back to Frank. And he wants to step and go, you know. Straightens it back inside to Chris Booty Hudson. And he's being held up there by Bowler. Gets it down eventually. And they've got a chance. Let's see how they use it. Steps back inside. Under a lot of pressure from Jovan Henry Ali. But they set up that ruck again. And they look to push it. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. He wasn't here day 1. But he's back on day 2. There he is. Jareem George. And he might have a chance. Dives on it, but stolen. That's Mayhew, the pace man. Could he get his hands free? No, he can't. He's tackled brilliantly by none other than the Guyanese bulldozer. And it's Northern's ball, saving him once again. What a tournament he's had wearing number 3 for Northerns. Here we go. Are they going to use him? Switch back inside. Runs into his own player, but thankfully for Northerns, they're going to allow that play on. Here's Odida. Pushing it wide to Jareem the Dream, who steps back inside. Steps again. But in these conditions, he's going to be a little bit limited. Stays on his feet brilliantly. Working there, making it available for Chris. And they've got a chance. Here's Odida. No, David. He takes it up. Meters away. They're right there. If they could score, this could be a massive upset. Here we go. Jonathan Stewart, the captain. He takes it down and popped up right into the hands of Jovan Henry Ali. And what could Misfits do? Playing from under their goalpost. Mayhew. Agbola. He steps back in, but here's the danger man. Mayhew pays for days, and he opens up. And that's what we're talking about. Nobody's going to stop Mayhew. Jeremy Bonas is trying. Oh, could Bonas do? That is brilliant by Jeremy Bonas. But to the surprise of no one, a ball is there. One more pass out wide. Tackled again. What's gotten into Northerns? That is genius defensive play by Northerns. And they continue to work. Unbelievable effort. And the crowd takes notice. Well, I don't know where Christopher Hudson got that energy. But he was there and somehow wrangled his own teammate there, James Phillip, representing Misfits today, for a brilliant try-stopper. Now, Northerns worked all these phases just to get on the 5-meter line. 2 passes by Misfits. They're back right in front of their own post. How are they going to operate? Misfits making some changes. I'm looking there, number 10 on. If I'm not mistaken, that's Tyrese Prescott, who's been outstanding in day 1. And they're ready to put this game up the tempo and get some scores. Interesting that they're going to leave a bowler actually at fly half, but here's Northern's ball under a lot of pressure. Christopher Pudi Hudson tries to step at bowler. Nobody got past him and ran. And today it continues. 100% tackle percentage rate at Ran tournament, quite outstanding. And here's Northern's again. There's Odita. He steps back inside. And it looks like, yes, it is crossing. And a big opportunity here for Misfits. Well, lifeline. Damian Wilkinson. He's got options both sides. If he recognizes it, he should have pushed it left, and they do. Here we go. Looking to switch back. Josiah Plateau. Swallowed there, unable to get his hands free. And is it held up over the line? And it's going to be a scrum. What a performance by Northerns defensively. Well, the men in blue and white. Don't think Misfits are quite ready for this. Of course, the other semi-final happening shortly is Harvard's against Defence Force. That is going to be a barn burner. We're going to be back to cover both the third place and the finals of this action. So every game with huge implications. So Northern's ball again. Under pressure, the scrum. That's Frank. Out to Hudson. Doesn't want to use the boot. That's fine. That's Jareem George, and he does use the boot. Trying to get some. Damian Wilkinson, he pushes back and collects brilliantly. Adjusting himself out wide. That's James Phillip. He's got pace to burn and a brilliant stiff arm. And he uses it on Bonus, but Bonus somehow ranks him down at Bowler Silverthorne. He takes it up to set it up. And Jareem George, unable to bring him down. There's Prescott. Steps back inside. Northern's working defensively, but it's a huge overlap to the left. Do they recognize it? Northern's trying to apply the counter up there. And they may have stolen it. They have. Once again, that looks like David, who has been outstanding for Northerns in this tournament. Tackle comes in. Northern's back on the halfway line. I don't think Misfits expected this pressure. Did it go back? No. Chris Pudi Hudson unable to hold it. And the pressure swings back for the Misfits. The crowd almost in a silent pause. Fans really dropping in now. Everyone wanted to see how this one plays out. So, Prescott, Tyrese Prescott, number 10 for Misfits, takes his rightful role behind the scrum as fly half. And imagine that, having a Bowler Silverthorne, number 11 to your left, and James Phillip to your right, number 12. Northern's looking to make some changes as well. Interesting to see Jareem George coming off. That's a little bit of a surprise. He must be pulled up. Of course, he was fantastic and ran. No, apologies. Jareem George actually pushing out wider to the wing. So Jeremy Bonus trying to mark James Phillip. That's going to be a difficult task. And Jareem George against another Southman, Agbola. So they pick and go. That's Damian Wilkinson. Can he finish? He throws the dummy, but it's taken out. And James Phillip, can he get away? Brilliantly stays on his feet. Northern's applying a lot of pressure. And once again, wrangle them out. Misfits unable to break that deadlock. 0-0. I don't think anybody expected this. What has gotten into the men in blue and white? Limited use of the bench there by Northerns. They've got tons of talent on that side. But it's going to come up, I believe, to the two Guyanese. So let's see how they look to use this line out. Are they going to apply the boot again and just try to get some field position? Got a highlight again. Odita Douglas and Sean David, the Guyanese. What a performance they've had. And it's stolen. It's Misfits ball. And here's Prescott. Wide ball to Agbola. Danger bells ringing. Here's James Phillip. Can he get around Bonus? Big stiff arm coming in. And Bonus does brilliantly again. The man is on fire today and it's out of bounds. Northern's RFC are putting on a show. Are they starting to believe? Can they beat this Misfits outfit and make it to the final? Jareem George defensively. One-on-one, tons of space. Are Misfits going to start recognizing this? I see Richard Staglin wearing number 6 on the sideline, is all bandaged up. Is he going to return to the field? So influential. How are they going to approach this line out again? Misfits stole the first one. Throwing up. Oh, so again, a big overthrow, but Northerns might be on it. Here's Mark Roberts. He's come onto the field struggling, but somehow Chris brings it under control. And Jareem the Dream passes it very wide. Does Bonus have a chance now? He's applying the pace because he's stepping back inside. He's making him dance. And he's wrangled back. Not a lot of support with him. Can they secure this rock? That is brilliant by Jareem George. Wide pass. Settles it back. David, that's the Guyanese bulldozer, so brilliant at staying on his feet, allowing the support to come, instructed to go down, and is setting up another ruck. Out wider, Jonathan Stewart. There's Odida again, and he chips it through. It's a foot race, you know. Can they get to it? Damien Wilkinson, brilliant cover work. Brings it under control, and Misfits secure that ruck, but not a lot of options. But I'll tell you something, they have one dangerous one out wide, and it's Agbola Silverthorne. Looks to switch it back to James Phillip, who's tackled well but stays on feet. Agbola under big pressure. That's the bulldozer again. Is he going to be held up? No, if he doesn't get it, yes, he gets his knee down, but it's turnover, Northern's ball. They're doing everything right here. But is it play on? Yes, it is. Josiah Plateau. Steps, goes, bonus being a little bit lackadaisical. Can they hold him up? He's trying to force to get his knee down. Being held. What's the call from the referee? Is it going to become a maul? No, it's not. So it remains Misfits' ball. Uh-oh, huge overlap to the left. If they could use it, a bowler. He's been around the block too easy. Settles his defender. And Damien Wilkinson can't hold. And could it be hacked through? Jonathan Stewart. That is brilliant. But no support there. Fight it and look out. Number 8. I believe that's Mayhew streaking down the side. Too much pace, and that is it. The deadlock looks to be broken. We're going to get a name on that shortly. It does look like Mayhew. They made him work. And my goodness, the Harvard's man finally broke. And you can just see how shattered these Northern's players are. They have been working so hard defensively. But Misfits just recognizing that overlap to the left. Able to get 2 passes out at Bola Silverson, steadies himself, settles it down, forces the defender to set his feet. 1 more pass out, and nobody's going to catch Nicholas Mayhew from that position. Where, of course, 2024, Harvard's International Club Rugby back in TNT. The crowd starting to roll in. And what a surprise here. We will be back shortly. Again, the score, Misfits 5, Northerns 0. We'll be back. And we're back for the second half action. Misfits to kick off, leading 5 points to 0 against Northerns. Defensive effort has been outstanding. Deep kickoff. And let's see how Northerns approach it. Well collected. Slammed again. Can they secure it? Oh, they just drop it forward and hack through. Big let off. We're trying to get some more numbers on these players. It does look like Big JJ wearing number 4. What a unit he's been for Northerns. So Jareem George remains at number 8 in the center. Fantastic run performance for TNT. Of course, they won the Caribbean aspect of that tournament in my book. And Jeremy Bonas in number 81. So, scrum time. Misfits ball. Prescott back at fly half. Damien Wilkinson. No, sorry, that's Brooms moves to center. Look out for that guy, and he is dangerous. And you see the pressure coming in. That's very well done by Jonathan Alain, Northern's player from South. Big season he's had for the men in blue and white. So how are they going to approach it? Big Odidas Douglas is there. Number 5. And JJ giving, let's see. How will they approach this scrum? So Jareem George at fly-off. Chris Pooty Hudson, number 12, moves to center. Brilliantly done. And let's see, can the Dream create something in these conditions? He wants to switch it. Wider pass. He throws the dummy. And he gives it to Chris Pooty Hudson, who steps, accelerates, doesn't force. And there's JJ just unable to hold it again. And Richard Staglin back on the field to torment the Northern's players. He's done it for Caribs RFC all year. Wearing that headband, and a big tackle coming in from JJ. Northern settle it, illegally done so. And Northerns have to work back now. They were brilliant in the first half. But here comes that pressure. Wide ball. That looks like Brooms. Steps. Looks for the switch. And he's got a big chance here. That looks like Lionel, who accelerates. And you can say goodnight to number 7, Lionel Holder. We'll confirm shortly. Yes, it is. To the surprise of no one, he's instantly on the score sheet. He's been there about 30 seconds. My goodness, what a tournament he's had for Guyana, for Ran. Just so much explosive pace. And Northern starting to get a little tired. They put in so much effort in that first half. But can they keep it? And they are able to convert, so that extends the lead to 12-0. And we're going to see some Northern's heart very early here. Can they possibly keep up this tempo? They are looking exhausted. Heavy, big day 1, having to play defense force and Caribs. They're looking a little shell-shocked, but surprisingly, they've kept a lot of their players on. Jonathan Allain looking to come off. Frank looking to come back on. Jareem George has done a lot of work out there. And Chris Pooty Hudson wearing number 12. Odida Douglas, another Guyanese. What an effort he's had for the men. High, deep kick. Back to JJ. It drops, and again, another error by JJ. So uncharacteristic for the big man. Now, he's had to miss a lot of rugby because of school commitments. But he is an athlete that everybody has their eye on for the future, wearing number 4. He's going to be so frustrated with himself, especially against his team from Misfits. And look out, some danger for Misfits. It looks like Joseph Kwashi is taking the field. I believe he's wearing number 15, wearing those high white socks. He's going to be replacing Mayhew. Slight difference with pace. But what Joseph Kwashi lacks in pace, he makes up with, well, basically everything else. The man is quite outstanding. Looks like he's moving to... Is he moving there to... Yes, prop. So, look at that back line. Tyrese Prescott, Brooms. And even more danger. We'll keep our eye on it. Here comes Prescott. He's going to up the tempo. Going out wide, but a little sloppy. There he is again. Throws it. Pulled down. But he gets his hand free. Richard Staglin, 2-on-1. But he goes himself. Richard Staglin for another try. Well, whether he's wearing the shirt of Caribs, Guyana, now Misfits, the man refuses to stop scoring. That's number 6, Richard Staglin. Pretty much my best friend. And head injury or not, he's off the field, comes back in, settles it. Just always seems to just read the tempo of a game. Knows when to increase it, knows when to decrease it and slow it down, fix defenders. And you're hearing in the background right now, Harvard's RFC getting ready for their big semi-final against Defence Force. That is going to be a bad burner. So that pushes the score to 17-0. And it's looking a little ominous for the men in white and blue. Judah Duncan coming on for Northerns. He's a young UE player. He recently represented the under-19 squad. He was wearing number 38. But Northerns are going to have to pick it up now. Mark Roberts also number 2 coming on. He's a powerful man and underrated speed. So Prescott looking to kick off again. High hanging kick. Goes to Jeremy Bonas, who does very well. Steps, settles his defender. And here's JJ. He's going to want to make up for some of those mistakes. It does come down. And Misfits allow it to form. Pushing it wide. Jonathan Stewart, who takes a while, but it has gone backwards. Tries to step back in. Jeremy Bonas now. He's got a chance. Throws that little step. Richard Staglin's going to be over this. And he does drop it. Does it go forward? Got to get his knee down. And he does. So Misfits have to release. And it remains... No, it's turned over unbelievably. And here comes very dangerous again. Prescott out to Brooms, who throws that little goose step switch back inside. And Roberts does just enough. Can he turn it over? They're going to need it now. No, they're able to hold it back. Prescott slows it again. There's the danger that is Holder, who steps back inside. That's Joseph Kwashi. We spoke about it before. He accelerates. Can he break free? He does, you know. Throws it off. And the pace man, Lionel Holder, Guyana and Misfits wearing number 7. And he rounds one more defender just for the fun of it. And there is a try. Northern starting to burn out and Misfits starting to fire. Well, that is a special talent for the future. And here comes Brooms. I pray to God I've got the right number. I will make sure I'm highlighting the young man. Let's see. And it is, of course, Godfrey Brooms. He's been brilliant also for Guyana for the 15s men version of the game. He looks all too comfortable. Nice to see him getting that opportunity with Misfits. We're so thankful that he came down and are trying to support the tournament, get international club rugby back in TNT. Thanks, of course, to Harvard's as well. Crowds really starting to roll in. Northerns, the writing's on the wall, but can they finish strongly? This is, of course, the last tournament for the men in blue and white. Great season they've had. Highly competitive TNT league. And a kickoff and it's short. Bonus has to contest, and he does. Richard Staglin, of course, doesn't play him in his air. Lets him sit, and it is a penalty to the Misfits. Josiah Plateau back on the field. He's a Rainbow RFC player. Nice to see him getting this chance as well to play amongst all these Misfit talent. Brooms with ball in hand. What's he going to do? Here comes a looper around. Dangerous 2-on-1 set, but he might not need him. He's going to accelerate against Mark Roberts. And Prescott looking very good as usual. Well, number 10, Tyrese Prescott, with another try. Just to highlight him as well, what a legend number 1 is. Hasn't scored in this game. Well, let's get a name on him. Of course, who else but Owen Adonis. Wonderful tour. Remember, you're speaking to their coaches, who is Linda and Ariel from Canada. It's been a wonderful tour. They visited us down the islands. And are they going to make that kick? And there you have it, folks. That is semi-final number 1 in the books. Misfits with a massive performance. Well done to the men in blue and white. And that's it from us. We'll be back for round 3. Bye. Just a quick handshake by the men from Misfits there. Chris Pooty Hudson for Northerns. Give Harvards a little knock. It looks like Harvards has been moved to pitch 1. Well. Can we miss out on this one? I'll be begging the cameraman. Might have to stay tuned. So we'll be back shortly there